Hi, I'm Michael from Michael's Pizzeria, and this is my story.
Welcome to the Discover Montcalm podcast, where we are going to look at the communities, the businesses, the attractions, and the people that make up Montcalm County. Here is your podcast host, Cara Stevens.
Welcome to Discover Montcalm podcast. I'm Cara Stevens with M1063 WGLM, your local radio station. We are here with Michael from Michael's Pizzeria. He recently opened a pizza establishment, a pizzeria, a pizza joint, if you will, in Gowen, and we're going to find out why.
Hi. Well, the main reason why is everybody's hungry.
People need to eat.
People need to eat.
Well, that is a good reason, I suppose.
Oh, yeah, usually.
But why Gowen?
Well, I grew up out here. I grew up out here, went to school in Greenville, graduated 87, and then took off to explore the world a little bit.
Yeah.
Didn't get very far.
No.
Got to about...
Restaurants.
Yeah.
Well,
restaurants in Grand Rapids all over the place.
Well,
and that's where I got my start with everything. And I had the shot to be able to make different sauces and things like that for pizzas. So we made the pizzeria out of what was once, well, it used to be the little, it used to be the post office when I was a kid.
Oh, okay. No kidding.
Yeah.
Because now the post office is across down from Gowen Store.
Yep.
Okay. And that little, because you're like on Johnson Road.
Yep. Johnson and Pine right there on the...
That little corner, cute little
corner. Yep.
Right? Nice. And that's been a few places. It's been a few different businesses there.
Yeah, it was a hair and tanning salon for a moment in the 90s, and then it was a realty office, I believe, in the 2000s, and that's where I picked it up from.
Nice, clean slate.
Oh, yeah. The place was just so beautiful on the inside.
Ready to
Somebody
go.
had remodeled everything. I didn't have to touch anything.
Nice.
It was great.
Even floors are nice in there.
Oh, yeah. That was the best part. All I had to do was put in plumbing for the sinks and that sort of thing.
Nice.
But other than that, it was perfect.
So how long have you been making pizzas?
We opened October of 2004.
Okay.
So we're really new.
Start that again. You opened in 2024.
24, sorry.
You said 04.
Full 4.
I'm sorry.
No, that's okay.
Nope, you're right. Sorry.
Cara, why don't
I meant
you
to say
start?
24.
Yep.
Yeah, why don't you
So-
start?
So how long have you been making pizzas then?
We've been making pizzas there since October of 2024.
Okay. So you're rolling.
Yeah, we're fairly new. I haven't been open a year yet, and I'm looking forward to more of this summer. Putting together some specials that I'm trying to put out there for people. The specialty pizzas that I have, the carnivore, the herbivore deluxe, spinach and shrooms, all of that kind of thing. The 16-inch pizza for $18.
Now, just backing up a little bit, you said you went to Grand Rapids, worked the restaurant tour a little bit, and decided, you know what, I think I want to go home. Where did you get your pizza knowledge, I guess?
My pizza knowledge? I worked for Uccello's and Peppino's. I did... My main cooking stuff came from TGI Fridays outside of Woodland Mall, but then I bounced around at a lot of other places all around Grand Rapids. But yeah, most of my pizza expertise or anything like that came from working from Uccello's, Peppino's. I worked at Hub's Inn for a moment. A couple of other little places like that that all did their own little specialty thing here and there, and
That's kind of where you learn your own specialty, I'd suppose.
Yeah, that's where I basically figured out what I wanted to do to tweak a recipe, create my own sauces, because that's really what the differential here is from my pizzeria for anybody else's. I have 5 different sauces you can try on a pizza.
That's kind of rare.
Yeah.
And I know when I stopped in, you let me sample some of them.
Yep.
The Alfredo is amazing. And they're all actually amazing. The hot was kind of hot.
Yeah.
But not too hot.
No, I made it so you could basically have a slice or two and then a glass of milk, as opposed to 2 bites and a glass of milk.
And a gallon of milk.
Yeah, like you would with like some wings or something like that. I mean, it's got a nice little tingle in the back of your throat, and it stays that way.
But it doesn't hurt you.
But it won't burn. It won't. You're not going to need a trip to the hospital. No.
Well, that's good because you don't want that with
No.
an after.
Nope. It has a nice heat, but it's not gonna interrupt your if you have like an ulcer or something like that. It's not gonna hurt you. That kind of thing. But yeah, my original, my sweet, and my heat. Those are my 3 red sauces.
Okay.
Then I have the Alfredo and the garlic butter for people who don't want red sauces, because there are still people out there that like pizza But tomato sauces upset their tummy a little bit, so
Sure.
they need something that's a little bit more mellow. That's why you got the Alfredo and the garlic butter. And
The garlic butter.
yeah,
You sent me home with samples, and that was so good.
yeah,
Very, very good. Thank you.
That came about because of my kids.
Really?
Yeah, my 3 daughters, they love breadsticks and pizzas and things like that. So I made up a garlic butter strictly so they would have something to just dip, munch,
anything.
dip, munch.
I dipped my steak in it.
Yeah.
It was so good. So good. Maybe you should make a steaky butter pea. Oh, no. I'm going off on a tangent, aren't I? Sorry.
Believe
We
me,
can't
I'd
take
love to.
specialty orders. I bet we could.
Oh.
We could get steak from the Gowen store, and then... Sorry, I'm really I'm hungry. Can you tell? So
Yes, I
you were
can.
mentioning your sauces. Do you sell your sauces, or how?
That's how this all started. I was selling 8-ounce jars of sauce at like the Truefant Flea Market
Okay.
and Pearson's Farmers Market and things like that.
Sure.
And I was doing pretty well with that. Burley Park, 2 years ago on 4th of July, I sold $500 worth of sauce in 5 hours.
Wow.
Just little 8-ounce jars. And that was just with the 3 red sauces at the time. I didn't have the Alfredo or garlic butter. You can't really store them the same
It's
way.
the same way, sure.
Right. So, I was just selling those, and people went gaga for them. So we were able to find this spot here in Gowen to make a pizzeria and put it all together so I could actually sell pizzas out to people.
So you kind of came back home.
Yep.
Full circle kind of a deal. A lot of people do that.
Yeah.
They go and figure out what's out in the world, take some different things and bring it back home and share it with people. And that's what we love about this community.
Yeah, well, one of the things I thought was weird is after coming back home for all these years, nobody actually made something else out here. So I kind of thought, once COVID hit and everybody was had to be huddled home, why am I driving 30, 40 minutes for food?
When I could just make
When
it
I
right
could just
here
make
and-
it right here,
and
or
then
I
share
can
with
make
the
it
community.
and hand it else to other people out here. Yeah, exactly. So that's what I try. Well, that's what I'm doing with that. And, I have delivery.
And pricing.
Yeah.
The pricing is amazing. It's very affordable, and it's hard to come by this day and age.
Yeah, that's true. 16-inch cheese pizza is only $14. That's $14.35 with tax. That kind of thing. And so that was also the whole idea. I wanted to make it affordable so people could get as much food as they can to feed their whole family with it at a decent price.
Sure.
And I have delivery 5 miles from my spot.
So you can keep going and doing what you're doing with your family and let somebody else take care of the dinner.
Yeah, absolutely. I can come and, myself, my family, we can come and deliver it because that's pretty much what this is. It's the family business. It's me and my brother, my niece. We all work there to provide for everybody else out here. So,
Why now? Just because of COVID, or you just came back to this area and the building became available and
yeah,
the money man said okay?
yeah, that's pretty much that's a lot of it right there. I had the opportunity to actually try to do this after looking around, trying to figure out how. I had an ex-girlfriend of years ago tell me, you should make a pizza place. These people are selling all of their stuff.
Okay.
And so I thought about it for a second, and then I made up some recipes just for the sauces. That's really where it all came about. I started monkeying around with how can I make this and this and this and make it so it's good? And then I started selling it in jars, and people were actually buying it. I just thought it was okay.
Right.
Because I've
It's like, man, you've been everywhere. You've tasted a bunch of different things.
So in an odd sense, I'm kind of jaded of my own things because I know what they are, whereas someone else has tried them as
that's really good.
yeah.
Well, you're your own hardest critic anyway,
Yeah,
So-
Basically, it came about as being like a Kung Fu Panda when the guy's baking the secret ingredient soup.
Yep.
What makes the secret ingredient soup great? Well, nothing. Everybody else likes it.
There's no secret.
And
The secret is there's no secret.
that's literally what happened to me with this. I'm just like, oh, it's okay, and everybody else no,
No, it's
this
better
is
than
really
okay.
good.
It's
You
really
need to
good.
do this with this, and so that's what I've been doing, and it's just been snowballing ever since.
I know I like it.
And I'm just gonna keep it going. So I'm really hoping to just continue doing what I'm doing and make pizza for people and feed people. because
I like
that's
it.
the best thing you can do.
Heck yeah, I like it. And I know that you're trying to do locally sourced ingredients and things like that too,
Yeah,
which is
absolutely.
even better. And I know that we were talking about some dough.
Yep.
And I may have a source for you on
Oh, that
locally
would be
sourced dough.
excellent.
So
That-
I'll give
that's
you some
one-
info after this.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Great.
We might have some follow-up interviews to bring on some dough makers in with you and
Excellent.
get a little deeper into the story.
Oh, yeah.
Need
Yeah,
the
'cause-
dough if you would. Ha, sorry, I had to.
Absolutely.
Well, cool. Of course, the other thing is to discover Montcalm. So when you were running around Montcalm County as a kid, what were you doing? What was your favorite? Where'd you go for pizza?
Places I went to pizza when I lived here, I went to Eddie's.
Eddie's. People used to fly in from Chicago to go to Eddie's. Did you know that? Like
No,
go to the
but
little
it doesn't
Greenville airport.
really surprise me because that's what I'm trying to accomplish when it comes to making a good pizza dough, as far as nice and crisp.
Thin, crisp, but
Thin
still
and crisp,
holds the
but still
topping.
holds everything
Oh,
really well.
it is
And
so
that's-
disappointing when you get a thin crust and
and
you lift it and it
you
just,
lift it, it just goes droop.
It's like, nah, I'm not eating that.
No, that's
Makes
not,
you angry almost even.
almost.
Yeah. Well,
You know.
everything almost makes me angry.
You know,
so
you
that's
get,
why
you
I-
gotta be able to take that pizza
And hold it.
bend it like that's the whole thing. I do the New York style.
Yeah,
So
so
it's
they're big and you
big
gotta-
and bend it. That was also one of the things I liked about Eddie's as a kid though, because you'd have the giant pizza and they cut it up into those nice little squares for you,
And you could pick
and you just
even the
grab a
middle
little
ones.
piece like that. I tried doing that at the store at first. Nobody liked it anymore.
Nobody
It's
didn't like the squares, huh?
It's like, okay, I won't do that for you anymore if you don't want it. But I mean, that's what
You know,
I liked about them when
What
I was
would,
a kid.
I would get one of those presses, have somebody make a die
Yeah.
and make it a puzzle. So there, how do you like that? Oh, sorry.
That would
This
be
is why I'm not in the pizza business, I guess.
that would be actually that'd be fun.
It would be fun. Jeez, I'm onto something.
That'd be awesome. But yeah, that was a lot of it. I when I was a kid out here, I was just kind of a geeky kid. I played Dungeons and Dragons. We went out,
Destroying things.
played out in the woods and broke lots of dead trees, junk like that. Just goofing around, being a kid.
Playing games.
Yep.
Like a kid should be doing.
Yep.
I like it. I like it a lot. Have your Dungeons and Dragons friends came and tried the pizza? Have
Oh
they
yeah.
Had the pie? Yeah.
Oh yeah. I've had quite a few
Thumbs
people I
up?
used to. Oh yeah. I had I've had quite a few of the people that I used to hang out with, show up, try it, go, oh my god, freak out on me, and then I'm like, who?
Do you take and bakes?
Do I what?
Do take and bakes where people can take them home and make them
No, because I don't know how to keep it
all together?
all together when you try it, slide it back into an oven that way.
Well, and your oven's kind of cool that way too, and you
Yeah.
take it home to a regular person oven, and
yeah, it won't
the
work.
quality's not so
Well,
cool.
The ovens I have are smaller electric versions, so they're only about big enough to put something about 16-inch pies in the first place. But they have a cordite tile on the bottom, and that's what cooks them up. And it's
So top to bottom, they're getting
yeah.
hence
top
the
to bottom, they're
crispiness,
getting-
and it's holding all the toppings.
Yeah, one of the things that makes that perfect is it works like the giant pizza stones used to. So it literally crisps up the bottom as it cooks on, as opposed to just having some air pushing at it and trying to cook it up that way.
Now he's telling me about all the air, and I'm looking at the menu, and I'm going to give you a head start when we're done. So then you can get the pie going, and I'll stop it and pick it up on my way through.
Absolutely.
Is that cool? All right.
Absolutely.
Anything else you want to tell us about? Anything?
Just that I'm there in Gowen. I'm open from 4 to 8, Sunday through Thursday, 4 to 9, Fridays and Saturdays. And we deliver from 5 miles out. And honestly, if anybody calls on the other side of Greenville and actually wants a pie, we'll deliver it to you.
Okay.
The only reason I say 5 miles out is because I want to make sure it's fresh and hot when it gets to you.
Right.
I'll drive all the way out to Grand Rapids and hand them a pie if they want
If
it.
they want
That's
Might
fine
be
by
a little,
me.
It might be a little
Might
chilled
be a little
by
chilled by then, but I mean, I'll
I
get
like
it
leftover
to
pizza, so I like pizza for breakfast. I don't mind.
you. That was my major test with most of this.
If you
If
can eat
you
it for
can eat
breakfast?
it the next day,
It's good pie.
it's done right.
It's
Yeah,
good pie.
absolutely.
I'm going to hold this up, but is there a website they can go to, order from,
yeah.
all that kind of stuff?
Yeah, I have a website. It's www.michaelspizzeria.square.site. and it works. Pulls up the whole menu, has a little cart for you. It'll ask if you want delivery or pickup. It'll even ask you if you want to put an app on your phone that'll then
You'll never lose your pizza place again.
Yeah, absolutely. It works as a total little app for Michael's Pizzeria right in Gowen.
Super deluxe subs. You got subs too, of course.
Oh, yes.
Oh.
Yep.
All right. Well, you leave now, and by the time I get there, I'll have my pizza ready, right?
You bet. Just got to go turn the ovens on.
Well, thanks, Michael. We really appreciate you coming in, sharing your story, telling us all about it. Discover Montcalm podcast you can find on Instagram, on Facebook, on X, with Twitter, whatever the heck it is, Google, Pandora, Apple, wherever. We're everywhere. And if you want to come in and tell your story, we'd love to have you. Just give us a call, 231, I think it says so right here, 250-9624. Cara Stevens, see you next time.
We would like to thank M1063, WGLM, FM, M1063.com. West Michigan Technology and Design Solutions is your local source for managed IT. Websites, design, and hosting. Check them out at WMTDS.com. At Business Growth Engine, Stephen and his team support businesses through automation and streamlined processes. Go to BuilderGrowthEngine.com. DW Video transfers your home movies, slides, audio, and videotapes to digital. They produce and design websites, create business and social media videos, TV commercials, and family storytelling videos. Visit dwvideo.com to learn more. Connect and follow the Discover Montcalm podcast on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. Check out all our episodes at discovermontcalmpodcast.com. We look forward to featuring your business, community, nonprofit, events, and more. Contact Dwayne at 231-250-9624, 231-250-9624. Thank you for tuning in and following the Discover Montcalm podcast.